up, everyone? This is the Sidestep Kids. It's a balmy Saturday afternoon here in Detroit, Michigan. Today I'm going to be participating in the Discord Xmage group Cube Invitational. And this is put on by Steve Mann. Every couple months or so, we get together and do a round robin tournament. I'm going to run you guys through the list and run you through what some of the rules are. So first of all, the list. This is Steve Mann's 540, meaning 540 cards, high octane cube. This is some of the most powerful effects in Magic. You're going to see, the ramp archetype. You're going to see the red, white, and black aggressive archetypes. You're going to see the blue, white, black control archetypes. You're going to see a lot of burn. You're going to see a lot of cheat decks. There's an artifact deck with things like Tezzeret, Phyrexian Metamorph, and Urza here. You're going to see actually all 7 of the swords of X and Y, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, you're going to see a whole bunch of really cool multicolor cards that fill out these archetypes. Some of the rules just to go over. Oh, and by the way, before I move on, this is the 540 High Octane Cube tutor link 89350. I'm going to be sure to post that in the show notes in case you want to check it out. So we're scheduled to start in a couple minutes here. It is an 8-man round robin where the matches are best 2 out of 3. So what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and draft Steve Mann's cube. It's going to be the typical 3 packs of 15 where you end up with a pool of 45 cards, and then you build a 40 card limited deck to play with. Once you submit your deck, you make sure to take a screenshot, and those decks are actually shared with the entire group, so it's open deck list. It's going to be the 8-man round robin, and so I'm going to play all 7 of the other players, guaranteed, over the span of the next 2 weeks. Since everybody has different schedules, we're just gathered together to draft today, and then over the span of the next 2 weeks, there's going to be a series of videos for each of my matches. So each of the matches are best 2 out of 3, just like every, just like normal matches. We're just waiting on one last player, Thunderwang. Anyways, we're gonna get started in a second here. If there's a cut to playoffs, which there normally is, it's probably usually the top 4. It's going to be based on seeding, and those matches are best 3 out of 5. Normally, in the last 3 that I participated in, 2 or 3, there's been a deck that's gone like 7-1. There's been a bunch of decks that have gone either 4-3 or 3-4, and then there's one deck that goes like 1-7. So 4-3 is usually a respectable record. We haven't really had many of the like 5-win, 6-win decks, which is kind of unusual. When I have a chance, maybe I'll make a separate video detailing some of the other drafts and what archetypes have been successful in the past. So just talking general strategy going into this draft, I know we have a couple really strong aggressive drafters. Here, Tetsui being one of the primary aggressive drafters. We have a couple really good blue drafters in Thunderwang and Steve Mann. And then Tails, who is Kitsune creator, as well as Dom Costa, are relative unknowns for me. Visordrix as well. They don't really fall into an archetype consistently. So I'm going to look at my pack 1, pick 1 here. So right off the bat, I see Tolarian Academy and Urza. These are 2 cards that indicate the artifact's archetype, which that is definitely something I would be interested in doing. If I want to go into that archetype, I'm going to pick Urza, because I think that's definitely Tolarian Academy is more the like you're already in the artifact deck, take this card. So it's more likely to wheel. Some other cards in here, Swords to Plowshares is good. Vendilion Click is really good. Man, it's either Urza or Vendilion Click, I think. I think we're going to try our luck with the Artifacts deck. I've been really impressed with that card. Oh man, we're having two cornerstone cards here that we were talking about. I really like the Scalding Tarn here, though. Um, I think it's too early. You know, wow, there's 5 walkers in this pack. It's between a couple different things here for me. I really like both this Fractured Identity, Teferi, and Toxic Deluge. But the Scalding Tarn is really flexible. And really in these round robin, excuse me, in these round robin tournaments, consistency is really, really important. Because you're playing 7 matches and then possibly a couple more with some playoffs. So making sure that your mana fixing is on point is always really important. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Scalding Tarn. I'd say in these round robins, mana fixing is probably at the forefront, and then followed up by a close second of tutors are really, really valuable here. Johnny's really good. This Crucible is another archetype that might be a little bit open. So I am pretty convinced I want to play the Artifacts deck. I know it's a little early to say, but I think it would be a really fun deck to play. And I'm going to take this Talisman of Progress. It's a 2-mana ramp spell. It lets me cast my Urza and the things on 3. Other 4 drops I might pick up. I'm really interested in this Solemn Simulacrum. Hopefully that wheels. Looking at this pack, so Dark Ritual is a very controversial card, very disputed card. I don't personally play it or like it. Sometimes it can get you a Liliana on turn 1, Liliana the Veil. Sometimes it just rots in your hand. I don't necessarily love this. I think I'm going to take the Talisman. This is tough. I don't think that Talisman's right. I'm going to take this Ulamog just in case we end up finding our way into like a cheat deck somehow. Memory Lapse is pretty good. Similar to Remand, but you put it on top of their library, so you're really stifling their progress. Earthquake's really good. This is close. We're definitely going to be playing blue. Well, hopefully. Hopefully I don't get cut off too bad. I'm going to take this Memory Lapse. Charter Course is pretty good, but, well, yeah, I'll take this Memory Lapse. I think this one's tough. Take the Charter Course at the end of the day. That one was pretty tough. We're not seeing much blue, which is troubling. We might have to alter our game plan here. I'm going to give it a pick or 2 more, see if it opens up. This opposition's really good. Opposition just lets you lock out your opponent. And if we get a bunch of artifact token makers, it can be pretty potent. So we're going to take the opposition. Like if we get a, let me pull up the list again. If we get a Tezzeret and just pump out 1/1s every turn, I'm wondering if these packs are getting cut out of blue or let's look what's open. This Goblin Rabble Master is a pretty big sign that we're now what 5, 9, we're 6 picks in, and nobody's taken a Rabble Master. You know, if we get a Tinker, this Memory Jar is pretty good payoff. Even if we don't, if we can just cast it and then crack it the next turn, gets us a lot. Not ready to commit to another color yet, and Memory Jar is pretty good, so we're going to take that. This draft is okay so far. I think our vision will get clarified in pack 2. Alright, so our next pack is the one with Teferi and Fractured Identity. So I think we're going to take this Recruiter of the Guard or Oblivion Ring here. Would be really interesting. Recruiter of the Guard fetches us our Urza, but I'm going to take the Oblivion Ring. It's just some more control elements to this. Yeah, I'll take this Teferi. Teferi is really good. I don't really want the Scroll Rack as an artifact. Teferi is just a really good control card. So we're fine against my like green mid-range decks, but we're weak to like the red aggressive decks. So I'm gonna take I'm gonna hate this. I wonder if the Smokestack's good here, but I'm also gonna hate this Grim Lavamancer. We're just gonna try and neuter the aggressive decks a little bit who are getting. Alright, Hostage Taker is really good if we wanted to merge into black a little bit, but this Mox Diamond in general is just a very, very good card. Yawgmoth is one of those new cards. Although this Mystical Tutor... Mystical Tutor could be good for us. Could get us our Forbid. Forbid's not a great rate, though. Alright, we're going to take this Mox Diamond. Mox Diamond is just very, very good accelerant. Very good for Urza. Well, this Saheeli is real good for the artifacts deck. I also kind of want to take this Stoneforge Mystic just to get a sword. But I don't really want to risk it since we're already playing it a little bit loose here with this artifacts deck. I don't want to pass up the Saheeli and then somebody else take it. So it's probably a little bit aggressive. That pack will come back to us with, let's see, that was pick 2, so it's going to come back to us with 7 cards left in it. I don't know. Wasn't the strongest pack in the world. It might wheel. Alright, we're taking this Tezzeret for sure. It's just the ultimate enabler of our artifacts deck. Really what I'm looking for here now is more talismans or 2-mana ramp spells. I'd really be looking for like some alternate win combination, win con that isn't just like, you know, make up go wide with artifacts. I would like if we could pick up a show and tell. Nah, show and tell's not particularly good yet, but if we can pick up a tanker and like a big dude. Um, I think, you know, Snapcaster I think is pretty good here. We need more non... I don't want to take this Moloku, we already have a ton of 5s. Man, I wish I could hate draft this Oath of Druids. Yeah, let's take this Snapcaster. It can always get us back our Charter Course. Charter Course is looking better and better as we have like Saheeli and Tezzeret to like just make flyers to attack and then get value off of them. Really like this Ash Barrens. Psychotog's a good card, but I don't want to splash black at this point. I really don't like this card. I know it's like worse Mother of Runes, but worse Mother... I mean, like, yeah, it is worse Mother of Runes, and I'm just not really a fan. Again, we have too many 5s, so let's take this Ash Barrens and just fix our mana a little bit more. At this point, we're not going to play the Ulamog. Gideon of the Trials is a card I've been impressed with. I'm going to take this Kitchen Finks, and probably just put it in my sideboard for the black, I'm sorry, the aggro matchups. Black, red, red, white. Ooh, this is a late and on color fetch land. There's definitely nothing of more value in this pack. Balance is very good, but not in this deck because I'm picking out a bunch of 1/1s and I'm trying to hold cards in my hand, so it's gonna end up like while I am gonna benefit from the lands, balance will end up killing more of my creatures and discarding more of the cards in my hand. Enlightened Tutor. Well, we don't really have any high power. I'm gonna take this Pithing Needle. It's a really good hate card. Plus an artifact to fuel some of our other strategies. Nothing great out of this pack. Selfless Spirit is pretty good. I wish I could accelerate up to Elesh Norn, but I'm really not going to be able to. 7 mana, I don't know. Excuse me, 7 mana. You know, I'm going to take this as some speculation right now. Ooh, wow, this Stoneforge came back to us. Porcelain Legionnaire is pretty good, but this Stoneforge is going to be able to fetch us a sword of some kind. So, you know, Steve's playing the 7 swords. And I'm sure we can get one out of the last 5 cards out of this pack, 4 cards out of this pack, and all of pack 3. So we have 19 looks at it. I don't love this. Just gonna take the removal. Ooh. Well, nobody's taken it so far. cleaning up some of my cards here. I'm probably not playing that Spectral Possession. Alright, Chrome Mox here. Ooh, this mode is really, really good. This mode is really, really good. Because if you look, Tezzeret makes flyers. And, I guess that's it on my flyers. Alright, well, I think Moat is actually too bonkers not to play. Chrome Mox is a really good choice here. Search for Ascant is really good. But I'm going to take this Moat in speculation that I can get some more flyers. The Artifacts deck usually plays a decent amount. Hopefully, I'll be able to find the other Saheeli, the 4-mana one that can be a commander and also makes 1/1s. Well, Thirst for Knowledge, Talisman of Creativity, and Sundering Titan are all really good here. There's no guarantee that I see a Tinker, but also Fire Islet. I'm going to take this Sundering Titan. Alishnorn's probably out of the picture now. We're at 17 cards. We need to find 6 playables. Hopefully I'll get a Tinker. Another Talisman and a Sword. That's really what I'm looking for out of these last ones. Tinker, a Talisman, and a Sword of some kind. Well, we have a lot of good cards here. A lot of good cards. Ugin's really good. I don't think we're going to play it. This Sword of Sinew and Steel. Pro Black and Red is really relevant protections. Cryptic Command's always really good. I don't know. I think I'm going to take this Cryptic Command because I think it's the best card in the pack, and I think we can wheel something else good here. The opposition Moat deck is just actually filthy, and maybe we can just win by, you know, ticking up one of our dudes. Dak Faden's really good here. I do want this Force of Will and this Dig Through Time, but Dak Faden might just, you know, it's a 3-mana Planeswalker, filters through our deck. Dang. It's close. Let's take the Force of Will. Oof. This is just a blank for me, isn't it? Huh. Horizon Canopy on the off color. Gonna hate draft one of a red aggressive card. Man. These picks are getting difficult. Take the Thran Dynamo. Maybe I do end up playing our Elishnorn. It's just a high end. Phyrexian Revoker is pretty good here. provides us another artifact. I'm not loving the way this deck has turned out. These last like 3 picks, we just haven't seen what we've needed to see. And now we're gonna get repeats. That's fine. It's what happens with the 450 cube, where like just sometimes you don't get all the cards you want. But hmm. I'll take this spell skite. We'll see how this deck does. I don't know. I got caught off a white real hard. I'm gonna hate this Wheel of Fortune. I really hate take this Thirst for Knowledge. I don't know if anyone's really playing green. White seems to be hotly contested over. We're not gonna be able to play our Stoneforge since we don't have an equipment. I don't know if I have a way to make black other than Mox Diamond. Hmm. Hmm. This deck went in a whole lot of directions. It really didn't come together exactly the way I wanted it to, but that's alright. A lot of green cards left over. It's alright. I think we can put together something. Kithian's the better aggro card, and then this is our last card of the draft, this Figure of Destiny. Alright, so let's move on to deck building. Put in the Elesh Norn. Alright, we're going to take out our Kithian. Oh, Pithing Needle. Alright, so let's see. Can't play the Stoneforge because we didn't get a sword. Well, good news is our Light Splash of red isn't too hurtful since we have these two. And then we can also play black. I don't know if we want to... Hmm. You know, I really wish I saw a, like... I wish I saw a show and tell. Because then I could play my 4 big dudes, as well as having a decent amount of ramp, and then Urza's flip isn't that hurtful. For consistency's sake, we're going to take... Well... Hmm. We have a lot going on here. A lot going on. Really tough draft for us. Well, let's see where this takes us, because... So we're keeping these for sure. Spellskite is iffy. Dak Faden's iffy. This Kitchen Finks is iffy. Moat honestly might be iffy. Our Moat is a non-bow with everything but Tezzeret. But honestly, if we're just... It's tough. I think we have to cut this Moat. We're at 23 cards right here. Alright, so that about wraps up what our deck is going to look like. We aren't entirely happy with the way this draft went, but I think I can win 4 games, hopefully, 4 out of my 7, and make it onto the playoffs with this. Hopefully, Elish Norn, Tezzeret, and Saheeli, and Urza, plus Opposition. Opposition's a really powerful card. Can take this away for me. And we have 4 Planeswalkers in this deck, so any one of them combined with like some control elements could just really get out of hand. All right, well, thank you for tuning in. I apologize for not being the best drafter this time around, but hopefully you'll tune back in for the games themselves. So enjoy. Have a good rest of your Saturdays.